earlier this year in 2019, I got to interview Gary Cobain, Kurt Cobain's uncle, for my documentary Rock is Dead. For those of you who'd like to see the film Rock is Dead, it is available on my YouTube channel in the description box below, and it's pinned in the comment section. Now, I went to Seattle and I drove down to Aberdeen. Aberdeen, of course, being Kurt Cobain's hometown, which is about 2 hours or so southwest of Seattle. And on the way to Aberdeen, there's a small town called Montesano. Montesano is about 15 minutes east of Aberdeen, and Kurt Cobain did live there for a period of time when he was younger. He stayed, in particular, at his grandparents' bungalow in a mobile trailer park. Now, from what I understood as I was driving there, Gary Cobain still lives at the mobile park in the bungalow. So off a hunch, I thought, you know what, let's go to the mobile park and see if I can maybe find Gary Cobain. So when I got there, I went to the office, the main office, and the receptionist, who also, I believe, happened to be the superintendent, I spoke with him. He was a guy probably in his mid-70s or so, and I asked, hey, does Gary Cobain still live here? I'm just visiting from out of town, want to know if I could meet him. He said, yeah, Gary still lives here. He gave me the house address within the mobile park where he is, and he pointed me in the right direction, said basically drive this way, you'll get to him, etc. So a few minutes later, I'm at Gary Cobain's house. As I step out of the car, I look behind me and I see that the superintendent is driving a golf cart straight towards me. He pulls up beside me and says, oh, sorry, this is actually the wrong Gary. Gary you're looking for is that way. Right. So anyways, so I drive over to the second house, which I'm hoping is now actually Gary Cobain. I park, get out of the car, walk up the stairs, knock on the front door. A few seconds later, I hear a voice from behind the door. And so I say, hey, is this Gary? I hear the voice again, and he says, who is this? I say, my name's Daniel. I'm just visiting from out of town. I want to know if I can meet Gary. Right? The door opens, and lo and behold, it is Gary Cobain. Very, very friendly, welcomes me inside the house, and we proceed to have a very pleasant conversation. He was very, very welcoming to me. It was just him and a small dog he was living with. So one thing you notice when you walk in the house right away, there's a lot of Kurt Cobain memorabilia. And one thing that struck me is that this is a man who is very proud of his nephew and what he achieved. So we had a very pleasant conversation, and I asked him at one point if it'd be okay if I could possibly ask him a couple of questions on camera, to which he said, sure, why not, no problem. And then afterwards I said, is it okay if I can take a few photos and videos of the house? He said, sure, go ahead. You can even go into Kurt's room. Oh, really, Kurt's room? Yeah, he kind of pointed at me and said, it's right over there. And yeah, so it was just, cool experience. It's the one thing that was, I kind of had to remind myself a bit is like, wow, this is actually Kurt's flesh and blood. Like when you look at him, he does remind you of Kurt Cobain physically when you actually see him. And, just being there was a really cool experience. And I want to say thank you to Gary for welcoming me into your house. Based off that, experience of him, he seems like a nice guy, and it was definitely very kind of him to let me film in his house and let me in, considering he had never met me before. So anyways, for those of you who haven't seen the video, I do have it on my YouTube, but for convenience sake, I'm going to post it right here. Hope you like it, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Your nephew's one of the most famous people in the world. Does that change how you look at him? He's still just your nephew, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. He got popular quick.
What was it like experiencing that?
Pretty cool. Cobain getting up there.
That's amazing. Did fame change him at all, or did he still stay the same person?
Same person. He didn't buy nothing. He just bought the house in Lake Washington. That was it. He didn't even buy himself a car or anything.
Really? So he stayed basically the way he was before he was famous?
I broke his arm one time.
You broke his arm? What happened there?
Well, we were farting around.
Oh, jeez.
And I was shooting him up with my feet up in the air and shot him a little too high. He came down and broke his arm. Last time I got to babysit him. Well, that's Kimmy, sister. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. What's the little one of them? Oh, right there. That's Kurt and the baby and Courtney. when she was a baby, they used to come down here.
And that's Leland?
No, that's me there.
Oh, that's you.
That's Dad's on the other side. And my mom.
He said his room was over there?
Well, yeah, one of them.
Okay. Wow. So how long did Kurt live here? Like, how old was he?
Yeah, he must have been 12, 13. Got a whole bunch of stuff on it.
It's okay.